Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to talk today about the latest Venezuelan elections, and I'm putting elections in quotes to be sarcastic because they were not real elections. There was a lot of fraud in those elections. I'm going to talk about that throughout the video. But first, before I get to that, the Socialist Party, Maduro's Socialist Party, had won 17 of the 23 governorships in the provinces. There's 23 provinces in Venezuela, and 17 of them have gone to the Socialist Party. They went to the Socialist Party this last election. Some are already belong to the Socialist Party, some belong to the opposition party, but more or less they belong to the Socialist Party. Most of them did. Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, in an opposition stronghold, one of the polling places, the polling station did not open until 9 a.m., and that's a 3-hour delay in the opening of the polls. Okay, the U.S. State Department has condemned this election. They have not called the election fair because the New York Times reported this as well. There were last-minute changes in polling stations in some places, and in some of the last-minute changes, they were gone to more pro-Maduro areas, and sometimes they were pro-Maduro areas where there was heavy crime to scare the opposition. Basically, this was done to scare the opposition voters away. The opposition supporters and opposition party members say there were at least 90,000 ballots that should have gone to the opposition, but basically the current government refused to count those ballots. So there were damaged machines as well that didn't count the opposition ballots, and usually the damaged machines were in polling areas that were in opposition strongholds. And also there was a lot of confusion on the ballot because there were people on the ballot of the opposition candidates that lost in the primaries. So a lot of the opposition supporters didn't know who they were voting for, and they were confused as to why these people's names were on the ballot. So don't believe anything that comes out of Maduro's mouth with this. Now, the Council of Latin American Elections, I believe that's the name of it, they said that the elections proceeded normally, but they didn't have the same data that the U.S. State Department had, and this council has been criticized in the past for being biased towards the Maduro government, okay? And in polls done by private agencies before the election, 45% of the respondents said they were going to vote for the opposition, and 21% said they were going to vote for the Socialist Party. And that's about in line with Maduro's 23% approval rating. He had a 17% approval rating, but it increased 6 points since the U.S. had put sanctions on Maduro. Now, I'm not talking about the sanctions. That's a different video. But the 21% is close in line, just off by 2 percentage points, to Maduro's approval rating. So this is just an extremely fraudulent election. And don't believe anything coming out of his mouth saying that Maduro is popular now, that people want the Socialist Party. No, they don't. So, anyways, everybody's doing well. Take care. God bless them. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.